Hello everybody, welcome to our channel. My name is Lay. I'm a mother of two and we are a family of four on a financial journey of becoming completely debt-free, where we are paying off $29,000 and taking you guys step by step and payment by payment along the way. If you're new to this channel, thank you so much for clicking on this video, and I really hope you enjoy this content and decide to stay. And if you guys are returning, thank you guys so much for your continued support as we navigate through this. So in today's video, we are going to be talking all about the debt snowball. What is a debt snowball if you are starting off your debt payoff journey? What does that look like? And kind of just explaining it all. I know, especially when you decide to go on a debt-free journey, there's a lot of information that's thrown out at you and it can be very overwhelming. So I'm here to break it down in the most simplest terms, and then that way it can help you along your financial success, financial freedom journey, and becoming debt-free. So first and foremost, when you decide to start paying off debt, first of all, congratulations. That is an amazing decision to make, especially in the day that we live in where debt has become very normalized. To make that decision where you don't want to owe anybody anymore and you want to take back control of your income as much as possible. That is such an amazing feeling. So when you decide that you want to become debt-free, there's a few different ways to navigate through it. A lot of people fall into one of two categories. There's the debt snowball, which we'll be talking about in this video, and then there's the debt avalanche. So the main difference between the debt snowball and the debt avalanche is the debt snowball, you are paying off your smallest to largest debts regardless of interest rates, regardless of minimum payments. You are looking at the total balance and you're working it from smallest to largest. As to where the debt avalanche looks on interest rates. So that one is you're paying off the one with the largest interest rate because over time it's going to save you the most amount of money. We're going to be talking about why our family is doing the debt snowball-ish, and how we are navigating through that as well. So the very first thing that we are going to need to do, as always, you guys, I do right at an angle. Once I'm done, I will swap it over so that way you guys can see it. So the very first thing that we are going to do is start an emergency fund. Now I know you're thinking, I came to this page to learn how to pay off debt and you're talking about savings. That is correct. So what's really important when it comes to paying off debt and saving is that you want to make sure that before you go full focus into paying off debt, that you have a little bit of a safety net, because life does happen and it's really important that we help prepare ourselves so then that way we're not adding on debt. If possible, we have a little bit of a safety net if there's a large unexpected expense, if there's medical bills. So really focus on what is considered an emergency for you and your household and how much that emergency fund should be. A lot of people recommend about $1,000. Some people recommend 1 month expenses. You will have to figure out what works best for you. I do have a video about how to start an emergency fund for beginners, but that was my first best recommendation. Start an emergency fund before you go full focus into paying off debt. The second thing is to list out mortgage, okay, so next thing, list out all of your debts excluding your mortgage, smallest to largest. So for example, if you have 3 credit cards, you are going to list off your smallest credit card owing balance. So make sure you look at who your creditors are, see what those balances are, and see your overall picture. And you want to list them out smallest to largest. For us, when we started off our debt journey, I believe we started with eight debts. And so we went through each credit card, personal loan, car loan, and we listed out the total amounts, and then we rearranged them from smallest to largest, and that helped us understand what we were going to tackle first. The next thing that is really important is number three, we want to decrease our expenses and or increase income. This is, if not the most important step of this. So when you're wanting to start paying off debt, when you make your monthly budget, you're really going to see, are you in the red or are you in the green? Do you have more expenses that cover your income, or do you have more income and maybe it's more of a spending thing that you are focusing on decreasing your variable expenses? So the main goal here is we have to figure out how to get extra funds to throw out the debt, whether it's $1, $5, $20, $100. We just want to be able to get some more of that disposable income in our budget. So if you're able to look at your subscriptions, decrease some of those subscriptions, or look at your grocery bill and say, hey, maybe I don't need some of these items that are on my grocery list. Or does your job offer where you could pick up an extra shift a week or once a month? Or is there any side hustles in your area that you're able to do and that you're able to take on without, with it also correlating with your home life? So look at those things. If you're able to do both, that is wonderful. Sometimes life does not allow it, especially if you're a parent like me and you're doing sports and have to be home to do cooking and dinner. So for us, our main thing is we looked at our decreasing expenses, and when my job offered extra hours, I would pick up an extra shift. So we decided to do both when it was allowed, but sometimes when we started our debt-free journey, that wasn't an option for us. When we started our journey, it was, okay, how can we save in our household budget? How can we save in our grocery budget? Can we go a week without, eating out or getting coffee and throwing that towards the debt? So we want to be able to find extra income in our budget, whether that's decreasing our expenses or increasing our income. Then we want to focus on smallest debt, regardless of interest rates. And this is where you will get mixed views on what is the best payoff plan. What is really important about the debt snowball method, you guys, is that it's focusing more on the behavioral aspect of it. It's focusing more on those small wins. A lot of times you'll look at your debts and maybe a larger debt, let's say like a car payment, right, where you owe $20,000, $30,000 on a car, will have a smaller interest rate than a credit card. So the debt avalanche method would be, go ahead and pay that car off first because you'll be saving money in the long run. As to where the debt snowball is saying, okay, you may be saving more money if you pay off the car, but are you going to stay motivated enough? Are you going to be determined enough to do that? Or do you think paying off that credit card that has a $1,200 balance will keep you determined and motivated to work to the car? So the debt snowball is really about those small wins. It's more behavioral aspect to show that you can do this. It is possible to become debt free. And mathematically, you will end up paying more over time than if you did the avalanche method. However, the debt snowball method, this is also known as the Dave Ramsey method, and a lot of people do attribute this for them becoming debt-free because it helps them with those small wins. So once we want to focus on our smallest debt regardless of interest rates. Then the next thing is that we want to, oh, my numbers are off, you guys. We want to put any extra income to the smallest debt. And that becomes your snowball. So if I have a minimum payment on my credit card of $25 and I found in my budget an extra $10, that $10 would be my snowball. So I would keep adding that $10, whether that be weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, and I would keep adding that on top of my $25 until I get that first card paid off. Then what would happen is once debt one, you would add, oh my gosh, the sound of this pen, would add debt one minimum plus snowball. So going back to that, if I have my first debt, my minimum payment is $25 and I found in my budget an extra $10, that would be my snowball payment. I would keep doing this until I get credit card number 1 paid off, or debt number 1, excuse me. Then once the first debt is paid off, I would go back and list out all the debts, and again, look at your smallest to largest. Go repeat these steps again. Can you decrease your expenses anymore? Is there a subscription you're no longer using? Is there a service you no longer need to use? I know for us, I had, I believe, Walmart Plus, and we ended up canceling that because we just did pickup orders. So is there anything like that where you're able to cut out that expense or increase your income? Is there anything happening, any events, any skills that you have that you can monetize? Use that again, and then focus on that smallest debt, and then put any extra income that you can get off for it. And then you're going to go from your second debt, and you're going to take the $25 that you had plus your second debt's minimum plus the snowball, and you're going to continue that method and until you pay off all your debts. This way, by the time you're at debt number 3 or 4, you have the minimum payments between debts 1 through 3 plus any extra income that you've received from increasing your income or from decreasing your expenses. So that is how the debt snowball works, and how to pay off your debt. This is the method that our family is deciding to use because we do need those small wins on our debt payoff journey, especially in the time frame that we are wanting to do it. For us, it just makes the most sense. Again, the debt snowball is more of a behavioral debt payoff method. It's showing you that you can do it, as to where the debt avalanche is really focused on the mathematical portion of saying, if you do it this way, you're going to save more money on interest. So neither way is a right or wrong way to pay off debt. They're just two different ways depending on how you are and what you are needed to have to help make that a reality and becoming debt free. Because it is possible, and no matter which way you choose, the debt snowball method or the debt avalanche, it is going to take a lot of work and a lot of determination and motivation to get through it. But this is the one that our family decided to use. So that is going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoy budgeting, cash stuffing, plan with me, debt and savings updates, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button for more content. As always, you guys, if you guys would like to get to know me on the more of the motherhood side, you guys can always follow us on Instagram at Motherhood and Finances. That is more motherhood content, couponing, day in the day life, work-life balance. But that is going to be it for this video. Be sure to leave in the comments, are you a debt snowball method or are you a debt avalanche? Are you a mixture of them? If you're a mixture, how do you balance between them? I would love to hear it. But I will talk to you guys in the next video.